It started as a quiet evening in the sleepy town of Godrich, Ontario. The kind of place where people go to retire, raise their kids away from the noise of the big city, and a place where people feel safe. But on that fateful night, the peace was shattered in the most unthinkable way. Marvin Humphries, a man in his late 40s, was not a stranger to his community. He had been a regular fixture at local pubs, a quiet, unassuming man with a calm demeanor. He worked a steady job and kept to himself for the most part. No one could have predicted the monstrous darkness that lay hidden behind his hollow eyes. On the night of August 16th, after dinner, Marvin turned on his family, his wife, Michelle, his 2 children, and his elderly mother. Neighbors reported hearing muffled screams, but no one thought much of it at first. It was only when the house remained eerily quiet the next morning that concerns began to rise. By then, it was too late. Inside the Humphries family home, a scene of unimaginable horror awaited the first responders. Marvin had methodically killed each member of his family with cold, clinical precision. Michelle's lifeless body was found in the living room, her eyes wide with terror. His young children, Emma and Liam, were discovered in their beds, their tiny hands outstretched, as if they'd been trying to escape. Marvin's mother, an elderly woman bedridden with arthritis, had been smothered with a pillow. No mercy, no second chances. Authorities initially struggled to comprehend what could have driven a man like Marvin to commit such atrocities. But when his car was found abandoned near the outskirts of town the following morning, it became clear Marvin had fled. And with him, the mystery deepened. Only days later, a chilling new development came from a neighboring town, a mere 25 miles away. The same horrific pattern was discovered in the home of the Green family in the small town of Elgin. A family of 4 parents, 2 young daughters, had been brutally slaughtered in their home. The details were almost identical, the methodical nature of the killings, the absence of a struggle. It was clear to investigators, Marvin Humphries was responsible. Yet, despite the best efforts of local authorities and a multi-agency task force, Marvin's trail went cold. He had vanished without a trace, as though he had slipped into the shadows. No one knows where he is now, or if he is planning his next move. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some say he's hiding out in the dense woods that surround the area. Others believe he's been traveling across the country, slowly but surely making his way to another unsuspecting town. His ability to evade capture has only added to the growing sense of fear among Ontario's small towns. People are locking their doors at night, and the once safe communities are on edge. Some say Marvin just snapped. Others say he's always been a bit off. One neighbor, Jessica Townsend, described an encounter with Marvin where he made crude jokes about killing his wife. Once the joke was done, and no laughter followed, he stood there, staring at Jessica, with a grim smile. His eyes, she described, were lingering on her throat. He stood there, until she walked away and went back into her home. When she looked out her window with curiosity, she found Marvin still there, staring at the place she had left. She called police, but when they arrived, Marvin was gone. In the wake of these brutal killings, the authorities continue their search. Despite the grim circumstances, the police are still holding out hope that this suspect can be caught before he kills again.